Well, welcome back on a 2001 Buick Park Avenue. I just did a video a couple weeks ago, and I'll put that in the links with this video. Having a problem with the driver's side window switch for the passenger side front window. I couldn't get it, it was really hard to get it to work. Found out it was just dirty, really. It was just really filthy inside. Cleaned it all up. And I got to work on. Yesterday I came out and put the window down, went to put it back up. Couldn't get the window to go back up. Tried both the driver's door switch and the switch on the left front passenger window. Neither one of them would work. So towards the end of the day, after the car had sat for a while, I went back and was able to get the window to go up and down 3 or 4 times, and it stopped working again. So I'm pretty positive that the motor's starting to go. The window motor in this front passenger side window is going bad. I'm just going to run through a couple of quick tests just to make sure I have power to the switch and power getting to the motor, and show you how to take this door panel off and replace this window motor. So obviously the first thing we have to do is get this door panel off. There's really only 3 screws in this door. 2 are inside of here. And there's a cover, and then you have to pry this marker light off, and there's a screw behind that. So you see this, I'm just going to real carefully kind of pry this cover off and try not to break it. There's a tab. I find the easiest way to do it is to push it up, get a little bow in it, and it'll come right out of there. Get that out of the way without breaking it. That's the tab right there. You have to be careful of. You don't want to break that tab off. And then down in the door here, there are 2 Phillips head screws, and we're going to take them out. And I'm just going to pry this marker out of the place here. Get that out of the way. Get to the screw behind that. That pulls out, and then inside there, right there, is a 3rd screw. So we're just going to take all 3 of them out. That light down there. Do not want to drop this inside the door. That's the only 3 screws you have to take out. And then the rest are just push in plastic clips that you have to remove. Set them aside. You can't pull this door straight out. This door you have to kind of pick up its hinge. So you do need to take this cover off of the door handle here. Just carefully pry that out. Okay. Like that. You're going to get the front of it out first, and then it just comes right out of there. It's kind of, these 2 little clips here go back and then push in. So we'll set that out of the way. That should be it. Oh, I did forget one thing. In here is a push-in clip. You have to get a pair of, I use a pair of 90-degree needle nose pliers, which I'll go get, which I forgot about. And I'm going to grab this pin that's in there, push pin, and pull it out. I know you can't see this, but there's just a push pin in here. I'm just going to reach in and grab it with these needle nose pliers. Get a hold of it. I hope get a hold of it. Pop it out. You can hear it kind of coming in. That's it. So all it is just a push pin, pushes in. So now I should be able to lift this door up and lift it out of here. Just like that. Pick it up. So you can see these are hinged. You can't pull it straight out. One push pin there that came out, and that's it. So what we need to get to is we need to get to the window motor. The switch is right here, right back here. We want to make sure that we have power going through this switch. With the key on, we'll work the switch, the door switch. I'm going to see if I can just take this switch out. It might be a little easier. There's one clip in the front here. I'm going to clip this and just show you. Make it a little easier to see what's going on here. All right. Okay. I'll turn this to you so you can see this. We just got the switch right here. I've disconnected it from that. this whole switch should come out. I'm just gonna, there's one clip in the front here. Get my needle nose pliers. I'm gonna try to take this whole switch out here, the plastic, and make it a little easier to show it to you. Just pull it out, pull it forward. It hinges. This hinges in the back, and there's your switch. So we can just set this. Actually, I can't set this door aside because I need the switch in it, the wiring. But what we want to do is, now it's a little easier for you to see. We'll plug this back in on this side. And then we'll plug these back in here. And I want to check to make sure that we have power where we're supposed to have power. Really, the only tool you need for this, check this, is a test light. Erica would say scope on a rope, which is really what it is. I do have that. I have an incandescent test light. Alright, so I've got a, this is going directly to my negative terminal on my battery, so I know I have a good ground. And I'm just going to find my power here. I've got a back probe too, because these are a little hard to get at. I just want to see if I make sure I have a good connection here. Just try to test it on all of these if I can. There we go. So I've got a good ground. I know I have a good ground. I've got power there. So I think I'm going to open this up a little more and see if I can determine what's actually running to the motor. So look at the motor. Take a look at it and see what we got. So let's see if I can show you this as well. You can see right down in there I have this. It's easy. You got to be careful when you're probing, back probing especially, or front probing these connectors. You don't damage the connector. But this has a lot of space inside the connector, so I can just stick the point of the test light right in it, and I've got it on that brown wire, which is the lower wire in that connector. And I'll show you what happens here. I'm going to operate the switch in a down position, and you see the light come on. This is up, down. So there's my downside. That's where I have power on my downside. So now I'm going to switch this to my top wire, the blue wire. Put it in against the blue wire. I should, if I'm going up, I believe I will have power. Yeah, so there's down, nothing, up, power. So I'm going to work this up and down, and it'll probably make me a liar right now. There it goes. You see it stop? So I'm in the down position, up position. Window's not moving, but I still have power to the motor. Up, let me switch back to the brown wire, which is the down. Should have power on the down position. I have power, but no movement to the window. So this motor is going bad. So that's what I really wanted to test. I wanted to get to that connector and make sure that when this window stopped working, there wasn't something else going on where I suddenly didn't have power to the motor. I obviously do have power to this motor, even when it's not working, as can be seen by the test light right there as I operate the switch. And I tested both of these leads. The brown one is down, the blue is up position. There, it went a little bit. Now nothing. Alright, so that motor is just going bad. When I pull it out of there, maybe we'll take it apart and look inside and see what's going on. Maybe we can see something, why it's not working. But there it goes a little bit, but then it stops. But the key is I still have power to it. Alright, so I've got my new motor. And we're just going to, this is going to be hard to show you because unfortunately this is stapled on here. And there's no way to take this apart that I can see without pulling the staples apart. And I'm simply not going to do that because I got to figure out a way to put it back together. But there's 3 bolts, should be 10mm bolts I believe, holding this motor in place. So I'm just going to undo the electrical connector on it. Hopefully you'll be able to see some of this. I don't know how much you'll be able to see, but try to get some of it. Undo that, set it out of the way. And 10mm bolts. I got some more pry bar. Just got to pry this loose here. Behind it. It's coming. It's just giving it a little grease. So it's a little tight getting it out of there. There it goes. Okay. There it is. So this particular car, this motor, when you look at it initially before you order your new motor, check the orientation of the motor that's in your door. This series of cars with these window regulators and motors, you know, they'll usually come with the motor that says front right or back left, same motor, or vice versa, front driver's side and rear right. But on some of these cars, they'll even tell you this when you look the part up, they can reverse these motors depending on how they set them up. So in my case, the motor I needed to get for this says front left, right rear, but it's actually the same orientation as the one that's in the front left or front right on this car. So you have to check before you order, otherwise you might make two trips. So here's the new one. Same orientation, basically, as the one that came out, which I checked before I went and ordered it and picked it up. In my case, the part number is, let's see if you can see this. Let's see. There it is. I can't even read it. Show it to you, but I can't read it. 742143. That's my part number for this. So, just take the new one, line it back up here on the 3 posts for the bolts. I hope. It should. Place, there it goes. Yeah, I wish I could show you this better, but I can't. Don't need to crush these, just gonna snug them up. I'm going to run this up and down a couple more times. I'm actually going to start the car. More power. Okay. That's good. So now I'm just going to disconnect this and start putting it all back together. Actually, I probably can leave that one connected. I don't think that comes out. So now it's just a matter of reassembling everything, putting everything back together. That's it. Good to go. So that's it. What I really wanted to show there, I knew the motor most likely was bad, is a couple of things. One, don't guess at what's bad. We want to make sure we know what's bad before we go replacing parts, because you get burnt doing that. You're going to think it's one thing and replace parts, spend money, and then it's not that problem. So I showed testing that power right at the connector to the motor. Even when the window stopped working, I still had power on both leads, whether I was going up or down, to that motor right at the connector. And that's what we really wanted to show, to say, okay, we have power there, but the motor's just not working. The other thing with this particular series of cars, and I mentioned this when I was doing it, is check the position of your motor, because they do switch these up sometimes coming from the factory, and what you think might be the right motor, might be listed online for this window, won't be the right motor. Usually the window will work two different positions, the passenger front or the driver's side rear, or vice versa. In my case, what they listed for the passenger front window was the opposite of what I needed. So I just looked at and made sure I took a look at the positioning of that motor before I went and ordered the new one. I hope you liked the videos. I hope they helped you out. If you like them, subscribe below. Thanks for watching.